As I mentioned in my introduction, I've spent the last several months working with men with prostate cancer in group settings across Canada. And what I learned from these men is that the experience of prostate cancer doesn't belong just to them. It belongs also to their partners, their spouses, their children, and their close friends. So in the context of prostate cancer, it's important for all of those people to maintain mental health. And the essential ingredients of that for all of us are quite basic in terms of making sure that people get enough sleep, so 7 to 8 hours for an adult. Secondly, that people get exercise on a regular basis, and when you're having therapy or chemotherapy or you've had surgery, it would be of value for family and friends to say, let's just go for a short walk, but just to help people keep moving, and so that they maintain their own exercise programs and that their life doesn't come to a complete standstill because somebody they love has prostate cancer. It's also really important that people maintain a good diet so that they're mindful of the food that they eat, because those are all features of good health. And probably one of the most important features of all of this, which would be the fourth one I'm mentioning now, would have to do with just social contact. Make sure that you surround yourself with people who love you and who you love, that you can be honest with, so that when somebody says to you, how are you doing, this, in a sense, disease is happening to you as a family member. So if you can stop yourself from just automatically saying fine, say we're finding this difficult, this is a challenging time, I'm losing sleep because my partner isn't sleeping well, I'm very aware how much my partner is suffering, so it's hard for me to go on with my life. It's important for people in the family to have contacts and friends outside of the family so that they can maintain their own emotional and mental well-being. And likely, in terms of the fifth thing I think is incredibly important, is to, rather than diminishing or trivializing the spouse's or the partner's experience, is to just acknowledge it. If you can work really hard to be empathic, just as much as you would want your friends and other family members to be empathic toward yourself, that you also be empathic toward your partner or husband, so that if, for example, they're concerned about incontinence and how embarrassing that is, or change in sexual function, that nobody ever says to him, well, it's nothing, you're still my husband, you're still the man I love. That is diminishing his experience. If you can just listen very carefully and say, that must be challenging. I don't fully understand what that's like because it's not my experience, but I will do my best to try to understand how that loss of control might be impacting you, not just for the inconvenience of the loss of control, but your sense of manliness and sense of being an adult. And that's true also in terms of sexual function. I understand that is a great loss for you, rather than saying it doesn't matter, it's nothing, we still love each other. You can say some of those things as well, but sometimes those components men feel trivialized or dismissed rather than honestly understood. And that's what's important in every domain, whether it's you as a family member or him as the man with prostate cancer.